Hey everyone, I'm going to do something a little different today. Found myself with a free day and some time to go throw around. I've got a tournament tomorrow, so I don't want to throw a long, hard course. And there was a course that's fairly close to where I live called Brubaker Park. I've been here exactly once. So I have these vague memories of the course and the holes, but it's not particularly good because I've been here once. So I'm going to go by what UDisc says and just kind of give you the stats and my impressions and just throw the holes. So it's not blind, but sort of very vision impaired. So I'm going to warm up and then we're going to get started. I'm going to start on hole 3 simply because there was a convenient parking spot near hole 3. And again, don't know the course that well, so not really sure where everything is. But that's the way we're going to do it. So I'm going to warm up and then we'll get started. Okay, let's get started. This is hole 3. UDisc says 447. There's 2 tee pads, and this apparently is the shorter of the 2 tee pads, although the UDisc has it listed as part of the pro layout. I'm just going to go by what UDisc is telling me, so this is the shorter of the 2 tee pads. 447. My vague course memory says we're going up over a ridge here. There is a gap in the trees in the distance. The basket is through that gap on the other side. If I remember correctly, it's probably 30 or 40 feet, something like that. Let's see how accurate my memory is. I'm just going to take a driver. It's the flippier of my 2 kings and go up over that ridge. And hopefully I can keep it lined up with the gap. I've got a bit of a headwind, a little bit left to right, so I'm going to assume that that's going to help my turn. And let's see what we get. Well, it definitely did help the turn. It's up there. Let's go see what kind of look we got. All right. Well, first on the list of things I didn't remember this little ditch, whatever it is. But I was right about the basket. It's through that gap. Looks like it's about 30 feet on the other side. So I'm gonna try to flexi backhand a barred through that gap and see if I can't get up there, maybe even get a birdie. Boy, that would be cool. I didn't flex it enough. I am through the gap. Looks like I'm about pin high, but I didn't flex it enough, so I'm off to the left quite a bit. Okay, maybe 20 feet, maybe, but I haven't putted at all today, so who knows what we're going to see here. Well, that one was over the top, but it was online. That's a good sign. And that was off to the left. All right, well, like I said, oops, let's bring this over. Like I said, first putts of the day. I didn't even warm them up. So, oh boy. Well, let's at least make this one. Sheesh. Note to self. Warm up your putts first. All right, this is hole 4. U-disc says 637. The little cardboard T sign here says 614. But either way, it's a par 4. Oh, by the way, I had said that the hole I started on, hole 3, was a par 4. It wasn't. It was par 3. So I ended up with a bogey to start. Anyway, hole 4, 600 plus. It's a big U. The basket is actually like 90 degrees off to the left, but you have to go down and around these 2 trees that are here in the distance. There's high grass on either side, and you have to go far enough around those trees that there's then a fairway cut up through the trees to the basket. So I think, since I still have a little bit of a headwind, I'm just going to take my more stable king and throw it out over the grass, and hopefully have it come back in on the other side of that tree, so I have at least a little bit of a look at the opening to the next fairway. At least that's what I remember. And combine that with what U-disc was saying. Yeah, let's hope. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good as long as it comes back in. All right. Yeah, that'll work. It's down closer to the right side of the fairway, which is good because it might give me a little bit better angle. Okay, well, I could have used another 30 feet maybe. I have an open shot into that fairway, but the fairway angles back, so I think my choice is, yeah, I think I just need to get up into the mouth of that fairway and you know, just kind of set myself up for an up and down. So let's see, what are we going to use here? Let's use the flippier of the 2 anvils. At the moment, that little breeze that was a headwind is now right to left and tailwind. It's hitting me in the back, so it's kind of in between. I think I want to go right at that tree, right at the tree. It's in the middle of the opening, and just let the disc curve around. I don't want to go too high. That should work. I'm in mouth. I don't think I'm in the weeds. We should be good. All right. You know, every course has its very visually attractive holes. This is one of them. I kind of like that whole basket in the opening coming out of the tunnel. I have a choice here because I have to get around a tree. I could throw forehand here, or I could throw a backhand flex, and I'm not really sure which would be a better shot. I think I'm more comfortable with the forehand. So it means I need a marker, because I want to throw the same anvil. By the way, Shout out to Circle's Edge Disc Golf. A buddy of mine whose name has now dripped out of my 64-year-old memory gifted me this down at Lake Marshall. So I'm gonna use it. So let's see here. So I want to get all the way up. I really like to have a look at a par. So I need to crank this because it's uphill. Let's see if we can get out of the mouth here. Am I going to hit that tree? No. Okay. Here we go. All right. Well, I'm out. I didn't get it left as far as I needed to, but it's out. It's not in the weeds. Let's go see. Okay, well, here's number 2 on the things that I didn't remember about this course. This hill right behind the basket. So, even though that shot went hard right, it obviously rolled, and now I'm 35 from the pin, but a good 15 feet below it. So, well, nothing says I shouldn't try to get this in and save a par. That was close. Let's try again. Yep, they were both online, just not enough juice. All right. All right, well, we're starting off bogey. That's not good. It is, however, probably it's probably the fact that I don't remember the course. I don't know the course very well. So, hey, we do what we can do. On to hole 5. Okay, this is hole 5. It is a par 3, 538 by you discs reckoning. The first thing we got is utility poles. That's a Mando through, and it looks like it's a triple Mando because there's a wire mesh of, 6, 7, 8 feet in the air. So, low driver. The hole itself, there's a pretty steep drop off to some athletic fields, and the basket is down around behind some basketball courts. So this is interesting because it's a par 3, 538. That's, I guess they're assuming that because of the elevation change, we're going to be able to drive a lot farther than normal. They obviously haven't seen me play. There's a pretty good headwind coming up over there, so I want to keep the disc down, but I do throw kings as drivers, so they are flippy. Let's see what we can do here with our initial drive. Oh! Wow, not bad. That was a good drive. Okay, U-disc says I'm about 180 out. The basket is up there behind that first tree. The basketball courts are OB, and there's a road deep of the basket that's OB. So I really want to just get up around that tree kind of high and have the disc come back. But I'm going to use a barred, so I'm going to have to... A barred with that kind of shot is kind of stretching the limit of what I normally do. Now let's see what we can do. I've got a wind hitting me in the back. Oh, it's going to go right into the tree. It went through the tree. It went through the tree. Didn't touch a branch. Lucky boy. Oh boy, I did not realize how close this road was to the basket. It's easily within 25 feet. I'm about 5 feet short of going OB. All right, see if we can actually putt. Whoa, headwind. Nope. Well, we just started off with a bogey, bogey, bogey. Huh. That's not good. Let's turn the camera. Well, yeah, I'm not sure I can blame this on not knowing the course, although knowing the course would probably help. I think I'm going to blame this on the fact that the first par 3 was 400 plus, second hole was par 4 at 600 plus, and the third hole was par 3 at 500 plus. And for those of us who are challenged distance-wise, that makes things a bit tough. All right, hole 6. U-disc says 322. Now we're getting into my style of golf. We've got basically a tree-lined path that goes down and gently curves to the right. There's a Mando here on the first tree, a Mando left, so stay left of that tree so we're not throwing up over the pickleball courts. Oh, by the way, just wanted to mention, when I was on my way out here, we're in the middle of farmland. Tiny little towns dotted here and there, and the roads are all, basically like snakes. And then you get to this park, and it has a roller hockey rink, it has paddleball courts, it has volleyball courts, it has basketball courts, it has softball fields, it has kids' playgrounds, it has really nice bathroom facilities. I mean, this is a beautiful park out in the middle of Pennsylvania farm country. It's great. Anyway, off I go. Let's see. I'm gonna take. This is an adder, I think. No, it's a king. Oh, I grabbed the wrong disc. Oh, I'm glad I looked. Man, am I glad I looked. That would have been a bad thing. Okay, now we're ready. This is an adder. I'm gonna forehand this down this tunnel and see how far down I can get. I remember from playing here before, the one time I played here before, I do not want to go left. Left is bad. If I'm going to kick, I want to kick off to the right into the pretty open grass that doesn't contain a lot of briars and ticks and, stuff I don't want to mess with. Well, I hit a tree at the end, but I got down there quite a bit. All right, not bad. I'm probably right at circle 2 edge. I got some little trees I got to try to beat. But the opening is to the left of the basket, so I'm just gonna throw a forehand down there and try to beat those couple trees. Nope, I didn't. I hit the first one. Let's see if I can putt from there. Alrighty. Not bad. Not bad. Now, if I can remember how to putt. Man, that's the third one in a row that's gone, or the third one that's gone right off the top. Yay, I finally put one in the basket. Dang. Tough day. Okay, this is hole 7. Oh, that's right. Hole 7. New disc says 383, par 3. There's a Mando here on this first tree that you can see on the left. It's a Mando right, so we have to stay right of it. Fairway drops off quite a bit and turns around to the left. And the basket is down here next to the road, of course, the OB road, which is all along the left. And it's pretty, if I remember correctly, it's pretty protected. Plus, there's very, very thick rough to the right. So you don't want to drift to the right. I just want to go down here, float around to the left. Because there's such a height difference, I don't want to throw it too terribly high, because then I run the risk of coming back out on the road to the left. So I just want to, I'm going to take this bear and I'm just going to go straight off the front of the tee pad and let the disc come back. I might actually put it on a little bit of a hyzer just to make sure it does come back, but not much. I don't want to come back onto the road. Keep it low. Oops, car coming. Hang on. Just in case I do mess up a shot, I do not want it to come back and hit the car. Keep going, buddy. There we go. Okay, you're far enough. Oh, I lost it. I lost it in the trees. All right. Now, I crashed those trees pretty good. And I'm, I don't know, 60 or 70. The basket's protected down there by a pine tree. I'm going to need to go around that. I don't necessarily want to throw a forehand because that's going to spike and roll. So let's take the Swan and Annie it. I need to go left far enough to miss the pine tree branches, not so far left as to leave myself a long putt. Oh. Okay, again, got away with one. There was very little anhyzer and it was way too high. All right, this is nice and short. I like short. I finally put one in with the warship that I normally putt with. I was getting a little concerned there. I was going to have to change putters. All right, this is hole 8, par 4, 448. There is an opening in the tree line on the left, down here about 250 feet. The fairway cuts up into the tree line, hooks around to the right. So we've got a big left then right turn. My goal first is to just get down there to the opening, car, All right, try again. My goal is just to get down there to the opening and have a shot into the second part of the fairway. Oh shoot, that's gonna go into the weeds. Yeah, that's in the weeds. Okay. Now, came up here, make sure I could find the disc, because I thought I cut into the corner, and I did, but I cut through. So now I'm on the edge of the second fairway. I went up there and looked, and I can't even see the basket. It's up around the corner. So I've got a very overstable adder here, and I'm just going to punch it up through here, get up to the top of the hill hopefully, and locate the basket once I'm up there. Hopefully it's still there. I've got this guy in my backswing, so let's just throw the corkscrew up there and see what comes of it. Oh, I think I'm in the weeds on the right hand side, but I should be up there far enough that I can see what I'm doing. All right, not bad. I'm in this little culvert here. I'm just outside the circle, I think, and basket's up here past it. There's like a shrub right in my way. Let's see here. All right, that's up there under the basket. And that's up there under the basket too. Okay. Let's go put out. Yeah. All right. Well, that was an adventure. Let's move on. Okay. 226. Hole 9, 226. Short. The obstacles are right there in your face. There's a couple of trees right at the edge of the tree line. Throw down the tunnel and out through the edge of the tree line. Miss those trees and the associated branches, and the basket is just straight ahead. I mean, there is a highway. There's 2-lane behind the basket, but it's quite a bit behind the basket. You'd really have to overthrow. I've got a headwind, so makes me a little nervous about throwing this warship, but I'm going to try it anyway. I'm going to try to hit that right-hand gap and get out to the basket. Let's see if it works. Ooh, whoa, easy. Let's try that again. I'd really like that breeze to stop. Shoot. Ah. All right, well, I hit the tree. All right. Okay, well, I hit one of these branches here, but I'm out in the clear. I just have to avoid the stinging nettle here and some of these branches. Oh boy, how am I going to do this? I really want to throw a backhand, but I don't want to stand in this stinging nettle. Because, yeah, been there, done that. Don't want to do it again. Alright, got those. See if I can get this one. Alright. Okay, I may be able to do this without getting my legs stung. So, I don't have far. What, 80, 70 feet? Let's just get out there and get their putt. That'll work. Oh, jeez. I hope that wasn't crooked. Okay. Easy enough. On to hole 10. Okay, this is hole 10. U-disc says 308. I'm not really sure. I remember that one tournament that I played a couple of years ago that I have to go out past these bushes and go to the right, but I don't remember how far. I don't remember how far straight I need to go before I turn. So it's 308. I'm just gonna throw a forehand drive and see what I see when I get out there. Oh well, close enough. All right, well, now that I see it, yeah, that was a misplay. I needed to cut hard to the right. It's back in this little opening in the trees. So I'll remember that for next time. Oh, am I even on camera? Yeah, okay. Just a second. Hi, buddy. Oh, I got some visitors. All of a sudden, I have some visitors. Hi. Where did you guys come from? There's another little brown one running around here somewhere. Okay, well, that was fun. Now let's back to business. I'm way out. I'm 90 out probably. That'll work. Yeah. Well, I left that one way short. Way short. Hey. There we go. Now the putting stroke is starting to come back now that we're halfway through the round. Okay, hole 11. U-disc says 616. Now, I've said a couple times that I played this course at a tournament once, a couple years ago. This is one of the holes I remember because it was raining off and on during that tournament, and this whole area was marsh and puddles. There's a creek right down here to the left. So this is hole 11. We've got a tunnel here that goes maybe 120, 150. And then it opens up to a sloping green that goes uphill. And the basket is in the far tree line. And it's back in quite a piece. So this is definitely, we got to split this up. Step one is going to be get through the tunnel and out into the open. So I'm going to use a forehand. I'm going to use this adder with a forehand and try to clear the end of the tunnel and get out into the open. Low ceiling, creek to the left, trees to the right. Don't hook too much. Shoot, I didn't make the end of the tunnel. Dang it. Well, let's see what we can do with what we got. Okay, well, this is going to be a little bit of a problem. I did not make it out of the gap. And I've got this, is it a locust tree, I think? I got branches right in the way. I think I can reach out and throw around them to the right. But now I've got to cross this open area and get into the tree line on the other side. And I've got to do it with you know, a little bit of oomph. On my way down here, I looked to see if I could find what I hit that slowed the disc down so badly. Oops. And I didn't see anything I could have hit, so maybe that was just, hang on a second. Part of my camera equipment came apart. There we go. Now we're good. All right, well, now I got to figure this out. What am I going to do? I could probably throw that disc again. Now, let's try the sword. It's not quite as overstable. See if I can reach out, stretch out here, and get myself some distance. Oh, that's hard on my knee. Ooh, that hurts. Okay. Let's see what we got here. All right, I'm going to end up on the hill in the open on the right. I don't know what I'm going to see when I get up there, though. I don't remember this hole well enough. I remember the beginning. I remember all the water. And I don't remember the rest. Let's see where we're going here. Oh man, that's quite a push. And I got a bad angle. Once the fairway gets into the trees, it heads to the right a bit. So I think I'm gonna have to split this up. I think I'm playing for bogey at this point. Well, let's see, this might give me a little extra distance. I'm going to use an Ati, which is very, very oh, shoot, grabbed the wrong one. Which is very overstable. And I'm going to punch it in the opening and see if the overstability brings it, gets me a little bit more distance. Either that or it's going to put me in the weeds on the right, and I'm going to have even more problems. Well, it flare skipped. I saw that through the branches. I don't know where it went though. Okay, well that was, from where I was, that's a good shot, but I'm still well outside the circle. So this is going to be one of those, get it up there and then deal with the fact that you're getting a bogey. Of course I hit that tree. All right. All right, well. Holy cow. Boy, I'm just loosey-goosey with the putts all over the place. I think I said this once before. Note to self, warm up your putts. Sheesh. Okay, this is hole 12. Your disc says 229. The T sign here says 265. I'm thinking that U-disc is measuring point to point as the crow flies, and these guys are measuring the fairway. But regardless, this is just a big left turn. So, and you got to get your distances right because there's pretty nasty rough on both sides. So let's see what we can do here. I'm just going to take this bear and kind of hyzer it right around the corner. I don't want to go too high, but I don't want to leave it down either. All right, I didn't hear it hit anything. We'll see if I'm still in the fairway. You know, it's funny, I spent probably 10 minutes looking for the disc in all the weeds and shrubs and stuff, and it ended up laying right on this little walking path. I'm at the circle's edge. I've got a lot of yick between me and the basket, so let's just get up there. Yep, not bad. And that actually touched the basket on the way past. So I'll take another par here. You know, for as much as, you know, I'm halfway through the round and I'm at 4 over, which would normally annoy me a bit. But for playing a course where you don't really know where anything is, you haven't played it but you know, twice, and that was a while ago, and you don't really know what shots you need, 4 over is just fine. Okay, hole 13. U-disc says 255. Now we're back in my domain, my environment. It is a really nice wooded fairway, fairly straight, and then at the end apparently it kind of bends around to the right. There's a frog pond right next to me, right here on the left. I can hear the frogs barking. All right. So just want to get down there far enough, but stay in the fairway, please. Stay in the fairway. Oh, I hit that tree that's on the left, but that's okay. It's in the fairway. That should make for an easy up and down. Yeah, now that I see it, that shot I threw was the right shot. Had I not clipped this, I'd be up there on the green. I'd have a birdie look. I'll take that drop-in par. All right, putt with a driver, or in this case, control driver. All right, on to 14. All right, hole 14. 257 by U-Discs. Standard. The fairway is pretty straight. It gradually turns to the right a bit, but just stay out of the rough on the left. The rough on the left looks really ugly. Like, you know, looks like Law and Order ugly, like you'd find bodies in there. All right. Well, hopefully the rough on the right isn't too bad, because that's where I went. Okay. Well, just outside of edge of circle. When I got this in my swing path and I've got that guy in my flight path, I could go inside and risk this, or I could go outside. I think I'm going to go outside. I think I'm going to step out here. Yeah, needs more oomph. It's the wrong disc for that shot anyway. That's better. Ow. Got stabbed. All right. All right, this is hole 15. U-Disc says 617 par 4. This little sign here says 441 par 4. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm going to take another look just to make sure I didn't misread something. Nope. Hole 15, U-Disc says 617. But the T sign itself says 441. So, I'm not sure who to believe here. However, that's not the first problem we got. The first problem we've got is this little double Mando right here. This is brutal. And it's a double Mando with a tree in the middle. Gotta love it. And if I remember right, there's a fairway up there, but there's also high grass. So I don't necessarily want to go too, if I do make the Mando clean, I don't want to go too far. So I'm going to switch out the disc, and I'm going to go for something a little more stable to kind of keep it from going into that high grass. All right, and now we're just going to try to crank it out through there and see what happens. I don't know. I made it out clean. I just don't know where it went. All right, well, I'm starting to think that U-disc might have been right about the 661, because I can see the basket in the distance, and it's way down there by that far tree line. So I'm just going to take my driver king, one that's a little less flippy, and I'm just going to try to crank it down here. I'm going to challenge that high grass on the right. Hopefully I can clear it by the time we're back on the ground. Let's see. Well, a little height might have been nice. That was way too low. But you know, it's not in the high grass and it's not in the weeds. Okay, U-disc says I'm still a little bit outside of 200 to the basket. And I do see there is a pin position right here, which makes sense. That would be the T sign saying 441. And the basket I'm looking at is down here past that little tree, right up against the tree line. So let's see if we can get close to it. Oh, wow. I buzzed the basket. Yeesh. Okay, let's see. Oh, I see it. Well, we did buzz the basket. We did buzz the basket. All right. Ouch. I just got a stick in the ear. Ouch. All right. Well, now, can I... Nope, not that way. Maybe this way. There we go. Foot behind. Foot behind. Arm. Where the hell am I going to put my arm? There we go. Oh well, I got one. Wow. I'll remember that. That's brutal. That's brutal. I got all kinds of sticks poking me. All right, hole 16. U-disc says 378, par 3. Now, I do remember these next 3 holes from that tournament a couple years ago. It was drizzly, it was windy, and the wind was actually coming up this fairway. So it was a tailwind, which meant throwing uphill, the wind was on top of the flight plate, pushed it down. The next hole comes down that hill, same wind, but now it's a headwind coming down. So it was lifting the discs and throwing them all over the place. And then I'll explain 18 when we get there. But this is 16, 378. The high grass apparently plays as a hazard. So try to stay out of the high grass. And you know, the last time I played here during that tournament, it was a tailwind. Now it's a headwind. So now I have to worry about, I got the wrong disc. Now I have to worry about the disc turning and going into the high grass. So what are we going to use? We're going to use this king. It'll flip, but not quite as much. All right, let's see if we can keep it out of the high grass. Wow. I have no idea what that was, but it just kind of dropped. I don't know, weak arm today. All right. U-disc says I'm about 150. I look closer than that. Although it might be a... Looks like it flattens out a little bit up there, so... it might be right. I think it's shorter than that. Oh, get down. Yeah, I think we're all right. Yeah, close enough. That's close enough. All right, so now we're going to do the downhill equivalent. Okay, this is 17, par 3. U-disc says 233. The T sign says 251. We're going downhill, and there is an island, and the island is surrounded by stones, so pretty easy to see. It's downhill, so it's going to play shorter than 230 or 250, whatever. But I remember, yeah, this was another one of those pains. When I played that tournament, the wind was coming straight at us, so anything we threw out there turned, floated, did all kinds of weird stuff. Now I get a tailwind, so I should be all right. I should be able to just throw it out over the right side and let it do its thing. 233, huh? Or so U-disc says. 233. Well, I made the island. I'm short, but I made the island. Okay, so the circle's not... The island's not surrounded by stones, it's surrounded by railroad ties, but you get the idea. It's easy to see. All right, the next hole, 18, is a killer. Okay, now, hole 18. U-disc says 1073. The T sign that looks like somebody ran over with a lawnmower says 1077. I think, unless, yeah. Uphill. The whole way uphill. The one time, the tournament that I played this in, we had a crosswind coming right to left. And combine the uphill with the crosswind. I think I took, since I played 2 rounds, I think I took a 7 and an 8, maybe? It was not fun. It's not going to be fun now. And I don't have that kind of wind. I actually have a different wind. I have a right to left crosswind now instead of a left to right. So at least it's not going to squish my disc down to the ground, but it's going to throw it left. So I'm going to have to play for that. And it's a bit of a tailwind. So, yeah, it's just uphill. Uphill is just brutal. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's just bouncy, bouncy. That's one. Oh yeah, forgot to mention, halfway up the fairway you have to go through a tree line. Because 1,000 feet uphill is not hard enough. It's going to be too far left. Oh boy, I got to figure out how I can get through the tree line now when I'm off center of the gap. All right, well, here goes number 3. The fairway actually goes up to the left, so it would be better if you're going to be off center to be off center to the right. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to end up being in the high grass, but not much we can do about it. Come on, wind, blow it back. Blow it back. Phooey. Okay. Well, I am in the tall grass. I've got to go up towards those pine trees or shrubs or whatever they are. And the tailwind's not helping me much. That's all right. We're gonna goose one up there. Try to head towards the leftmost group of shrubs, just to the right of that tree. Oh, come on. This tailwind is not helping me. Nope, it just gets right up on top of the disc and pushes it down. Oh boy. All right, well, I am, the basket is behind that first bush. U-disc says I'm still 300 out, which, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see what we can do. See how close we can get and stay out of that bush, please. I said stay out of it. I'm not in it, but I'm behind it. All right. So, right behind it, so I can go either way. Tailwind. Yeah, let's just go for or backhand. Flip it up around the shrub. Oh, man, this is disappointing. Oh, yeah, that was a 7. Oh man. Okay, hole one. You just says 352. The T sign says 346. Either way, split these bushes and it's straight on. But headwind or slight right to left, it's going to lift and push to the left. So I got to be really careful. I can't go too high because I'm going to end up way left. I don't want to end up way left, but I can't turn it over either, because if I do, the left or the right to left wind's going to push it down. So just try to throw it straight, see what happens. I just barely got past that shrub. That was close. I nicked the edge of that shrub. Tried to throw it too hard. Yeah, looks like edge of circle 2 here. So we'll give it a good college try here, but tempering our expectations. Oh, wow, what was that? What was this? That's not a putt. Come on. That's not a putt either, but it was closer. That's just way outside my range. You know, I find it amazing that the pros are putting, 120 feet, and I can't putt half of that at all. Like, it's not even that it's not an accurate putt, it's not a putt. So I just have to get comfortable with that. All right, the last hole in our round today is hole 2. You just says 393, the little T sign says 385. It's downhill, and I'm throwing into a decently brisk headwind. So almost 400 into a headwind. This ought to be interesting. I'm going to throw, I don't normally drive backhand with this sword, but it's more stable than the Kings, so hopefully it's not going to flip as bad in this headwind. So we will see. I'll try to keep it fairly low. Oh, come on. You can ease that up. You can ease up on that headwind just a little bit. Just a little. No? No. I say ease up a little and it makes it stronger. Okay. Let's just see what we got here. Oh, I like that one. I like that. That was good height too. Let's see what we got. Yeah, as soon as I drove, the headwind stopped. Now I don't normally drive with that sword, but I'll tell you what, that was a decent drive. So now 70, 80 out. Let's just get close. Don't fly too far past. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Okay. This is the finish. Ah, there we go. All right, that was Brubaker Park in East Earl, Pennsylvania. I think I ended up 4 over, which is not bad, but it's certainly not great, and it's, you know, it's certainly not a score I would expect if I knew the course a little better. However, it is not a course I'm going to score well on. It's the par 3s are long and wide open, so you know the guys with the big guns, they're going to score a lot better than I am. There were some wooded holes and that I didn't necessarily take advantage of, and I missed a bunch of putts that I shouldn't have missed, basically because I was in a hurry to get started and I didn't warm up the putts. But anyway, it's a beautiful course. It's a beautiful area out here. The scenery is really nice. The one thing that has kind of struck me with this course is it's very peaceful. I don't hear a lot of road noise. I don't hear a lot of traffic. I don't even hear airplanes going over the top. You know, it's very quiet. Not a lot of people out here, except for down on hole, what was it, 6 or something like that, with the Friday morning paddleball crew. They were all down there beating paddle balls. But other than that, I saw a couple of dog walkers, and other than that, I had the place to myself. Very well maintained course. I think this would be a good course for beginners to learn on. Just out throwing in the wide open, you're gonna learn a lot about your mechanics. And you're not going to lose discs, and you're not going to worry about throwing in the pond or throwing in the trees or losing a disc in the brush. So yeah, I would think this would be a good beginner course. It'd also be a good course for the guys with the guns that come out here and can throw 400 to 450, because they're going to score on these holes. They're going to do well on these open holes. So that's about it. I don't know what course I'm going to do next. I still have Shiprock to do in the Lancaster courses, and I still have a couple of courses in the Lebanon area to cover. I'm going to try to cover those this summer, and then maybe in the fall branch out a little bit. But we'll see. I got a I don't know, 2 or 3 of them that I haven't produced yet. I've got this one. I'll get them out as soon as I can. So till I see you out on the course, go smash some chains.